Hey, so I've been asked quite often lately, why did I decide to go to male grooming? I've been a stylist, barber, um, CMT, certified massage therapist for over 20 years. And in the last year, when I decided to focus predominantly on men, I got a lot of questions, right? And I was a little shocked only because it's like, well, I'm a barber. That wasn't too much of a shock. I've been a barber, but when I decided to focus predominantly on men, um, I could um, I could see how the conversation was a little interesting. And so, to make the long story short, I decided to focus on men, although I still offer services to women. I decided to focus on the men because I was finding that they were not receiving the quality of services that a lot of us were receiving as women. And I'm not talking about just the haircuts and pedicures and manicures and massages. They were not having an atmosphere where they could be vulnerable, where they could be emotionally vulnerable. And when you go to the barbershop, most men, they have to still stay in that zone where it's competitive, and they talk about cars and toys and the past or whatever, and not having a space where they can release themselves and talk about emotions and talk about relationships and childhood traumas, right? And so what we provide here at Seven Spa is a space for the men to receive that, a place to rest. Some of these men work so hard and they're always on that they need a place that they can receive these services, and sometimes just kind of be off, like not have to serve as much, right? And so I also had the thought pattern of, working around so many women. I kept hearing, men are no good, men are dogs, I'm looking for a man, I want a husband, or I can't find a good man. And I'm hearing this so much. I said, that's a problem, right? And if that's a problem, then how can I be a part of the solution? And for me, a part of the solution is bridging the gap. Sometimes the conversations that we have as women in our mind, we think a man is supposed to understand that, and sometimes they don't, right? Sometimes we do want them to read our mind, or we expect them to read our minds, and they can't. So through conversation, through haircuts and shaves, I'm able to have that communication with a gentleman that he can go back home to his mate, his girlfriend, his wife, or his daughter, and maybe understand her a little bit more, to be able to push through the conversation, to give her what she's really looking for and what she needs. And it's a mission for me. This is not a trend. This is not a fad or something I went to do just because I'm trying to be different. I am different. I've always been different. But I also have been given this mission from something bigger than me to push through and make it a safe space for gentlemen to be able to receive these services and have a place where they could have a open communication, where it's not necessarily therapy, and it's not therapy, put it that way. I provide the resources if it's a gentleman who do need the resource or the recommendation for a counselor, a doctor, even sometimes a wife. I have those connections, and I just provide the resource. So to all my beautiful women who have blessed their mates in my business by purchasing packages for their mates, or sending them our way, my way, to receive services, I want to say thank you. That's bold. And I deal with bold people. I deal with mindsets. I don't deal with color. I don't deal with with male or female to that degree. I deal with boldness. And I just want to say thank you once again for opening up your mind and your spirit enough to allow your mate to come and receive these services in a space that you know could help him and even maybe you in your relationship at this point blossom and be something that you look forward to. Send me a message if there is something specific that you want me to talk about, if it's some services that you think that I should provide, and even some events that you would like to have. Share, let's do this together. Like, we're all in this together, and I can't wait till we get in a better place as a society where we can understand that. Like, we're just all in this together. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Peace and blessings.